Mike White going off. I mean, obviously no one predicted that, right? 400-plus yards for Mike White.
No, I did not see that coming.
We play in a super flex league that's pretty deep. There's generally no quarterbacks on the waiver wire. This week, Mike White sat on the waiver wire the whole week, and no one even wanted to pick him up. That's the first week that's ever happened.
First week that's ever happened. Last week, he put up 200 yards, and I thought about picking him up, but also at the same time, he threw, I think, 2 interceptions last week. So this is not someone I'm really interested in.
He threw 2 this week too. I mean, he's still a young quarterback who's going to have his struggles, but he had a lot of promising throw stuff in there too. So
right. So I mean, I'm excited about him. I feel like it's going to be a Luke Wilson bye-bye scenario because the team was not as electric. Or Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
The team was not as electric with him at the quarterback situation. And I got to check one more thing. And
Mike White shows up, and all of a sudden they win games and look good. And so I don't know. Obviously they can't. They got to stick with him until he slows down a little bit. But yeah, he's an interesting flyer. If you are in any kind of league where it's quarterback deep at all, he's an interesting guy to throw onto your bench just to see if he can do it again. Because he might be legit. Who knows?
Like I said, they seemed more electric with him at quarterback because they came back from a loss like a must. It was like, I don't know, I think they were down maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns.
They looked good. I mean, I watched a good part of that game, and they were competitive most of that game. They were winning a good part of that game, actually. I think.
No, they were down decently at some point.
All I know is at the end of the game, Cincinnati was the team trying to come back, and they were down by at least more than 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and that was towards the end. At the beginning of it all, it was not looking good, and then they pulled it through. As far as I remember, I watched that game.
Mike White looked pretty good. I mean, I don't know really what to take from it because the guy's been in the league for 3 years, and I never even heard his name.
Right,
There's not many players that are like that for me.
I checked his season stats, and this is the first game that he started. This is his first game that he
was his first NFL start.
Right,
yes.
First NFL start. He's been in the league for 3 years.
First player to ever throw for 400 yards in their first start.
In his first start, like we said, he started.
That's
or he
at
didn't
least
start.
somewhat noticeable.
He came in the game last week, threw 200 yards, and then started this week, threw 400, had an injury. He got hit pretty hard, came back, still threw for 400 yards. Like Mike White, I feel like I'm excited about this guy. I feel like it benefits everyone on his team, especially like a couple people we're thinking about is not Cordell Patterson, but Crowder.
Crowder, yeah. I mean, he made Crowder look good last week.
Yeah, Jameson Crowder. He might be a good waiver wire pickup this week because if Mike White can do it again, of course, we've only seen one sample.
It looked like Mike White really liked Jameson Crowder.
Yeah,
he had like 11 or 12 targets.
11 or 12 targets. I mean, I can pull that up real quick. Jameson Crowder.
I want to go through this list here and see how much you like Mike White real quick. I'm going to list a few guys. You tell me if you like Mike White better than them or not.
Okay.
So let's start. Like Jared Goff.
I like Mike White better.
Mike White better, yeah. Mac Jones.
Probably Mike White. But of course, we've only had one full game, but right now I think I'd be more excited about getting Mike White. But if people are going
to be picking up Mike White, they're probably going to be dropping a different quarterback. So
right.
They got to make these decisions.
I like Mike White better.
What about Ben Roethlisberger?
Mike White.
Taylor Heineke.
It's a toss-up.
I like Mike White better.
Mike White better?
Yeah, plus Taylor Heineke might lose his job in a few weeks. You never know.
That's true. Mike White.
So I'd go Mike White. What about... You like him better than like Taysom Hill, right? Because Taysom Hill is probably going to take Winston's spot.
Yeah.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields just had a pretty good week, but I feel like it feels pretty fluky to me.
I would probably go Justin Fields just because I think his upside's a lot better.
I'm going to go with Mike White.
I would go with the guy who was drafted in the first round over the guy who's been in the
Zach Wilson was drafted second, right? Wasn't he? Or third?
Yeah, but I mean, I still think in the long run, Wilson probably better than Mike White.
No. Zach Wilson looks terrible.
Do you think Mike White just had the best game of his career?
Maybe.
I think that might be the case.
No, come on. I'm pretty excited about Mike White. Even in like dangerous situations, he came back and just killed it.
He looked
and
great.
Continued to kill it.
I don't know where my confidence is on him continuing it, but I want to take a chance on it just in case.
Yeah, I would take a chance on it. Mike White. I mean, I've been watching the New York Jets games because I have what's his name, Corey Davis on my team and my season long in our league where we pay money to be the bet, or we pay money to win a bunch of money.
Right.
And I've got Corey Davis on that team, so I might be speaking from some bias.
Yeah,
but
you said you like Corey Davis more now because of Mike White, right?
I love Corey Davis now because of Mike White. I feel like he's going to have a lot more opportunity to actually produce off of his targets, and I feel like there might be more targets. I just feel like Mike
Davis
White
was out this week, right?
Corey Davis was out this week, so Jameson Crowder probably got a little bit more usage because of that. But I feel like Corey Davis, when he comes back healthy, which will probably be next week, he's going to be someone that you could possibly buy low on.
He'll be a guy to keep an eye on. I think they play on Thursday night, so it'll be a short turnaround for them.
Yeah. So I like Mike White. I like Corey Davis. I like Jameson Crowder. I like this offense a lot better than I did.
Also, how about Michael Carter? He scored like 30 fantasy
points. Yeah, Michael Carter. That's right, the running back.
He was like the best running back of the week.
Yeah. Pull him up.
Crazy.
No, it's on my phone now. Michael Carter.
Yeah.
He killed it. He's on.
I mean, Mike White threw the ball to him a lot. He had 14 targets. 14 targets for Michael Carter. And I think we talked about this last week. We said Mike White being the quarterback might benefit Michael Carter because he likes to throw those shorter passes.
Right, exactly.
And that's exactly what it was. He was throwing the short passes to Michael Carter, short passes to Jameson Crowder, and it worked for him.
It worked for him very well. He had 15 rushing attempts, 77 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, 14 freaking targets.
Yeah, and 100 receiving yards.
95 receiving yards and 9 receptions. I feel like Michael Carter going forward, again, Mike White is a benefit to him. I really don't see a scenario unless he just bombs next week, which he totally could. We've only seen 1 full game of him starting. If Mike White continues this, Zach Wilson's going to have to find a new job, is how I feel.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see how defenses respond to Mike White. I mean, he might only be good at one thing, and then defenses figure it out and just shut him down.
We'll see. Yeah, that could happen. But I'm very high on Mike White.